6:30. Hello, everyone. It is We're all friendly tonight. It's 6:30. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Settles. Sexton. Sollard.
Here.
Thorsland.
Here.
Vantage Theronaut.
Here.
Wiggs.
Here.
Wilson. Cagle.
Here.
Carter. Cowart. Crane.
Here.
Esri.
Here.
Farney.
Here.
Fava.
Here.
Fortato. Hanauer Friedman.
Here.
Lokshin.
Here.
Pugh.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Here.
Rogers.
Present.
Locke.
Here. Is there a motion for approval of the agenda and of Mr. Esri, second by Ms. Vantage Theronaut? Any discussion? JJ.
Oh, sorry. I would like to remove the closed session from the agenda.
Okay. Second by Ms. Hanauer Friedman. Any discussion of the amendment? All in favor of the amendment to remove the closed session, which would be item number E1 under finance. All in favor of amending the agenda as motioned, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Motion passes. All in favor of the agenda as amended, aye? Aye. Any opposed? And the agenda has been approved. Is there a motion for approval of the October 14th minutes? Mr. Thorsland, second by Mr. Wiggs. Any discussion of the minutes? All in favor? Aye? Aye. Any opposed? And the minutes have been approved. Public input. Mr. Bart Basie, please come forward. Just push the button on the mic when you see green. It's good to go.
I believe in America. My grandparents came to this country to throw off the yoke of an oppressive fascist dictatorship, not for themselves, but for their family. Neither of my grandfathers spoke English when they got here. My one grandfather, by the end, working many jobs, was able to own a small barber shop. My other grandfather, through a lot of study and hard work, became a New York City police officer. I joined the U.S. Navy. That was the first time I could salute the flag. My time in the Navy taught me a lot about a lot of things, but it reinforced a lesson I'd learned from my parents and my grandparents, that this country is not about individuals, it's not about a political party, it's not about a single ideology. America is greater than all of that, this experiment in democracy that we have. Later, I was able to work with a group of men in Iraq during the first Iraq War. I was not part of the group. I worked with the group on the ground to help the Kurds free themselves from the oppression they faced. We spent the better part of a year in Iraq, southeastern Turkey, northern Iraq. Those people came to see the flag as my grandparents saw it, a symbol of freedom, a symbol of throwing the yoke of oppression off. The motto of those men is De Oppressor Libre. To me, that's what the flag is. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Basie. Next, we have Susan McGrath.
Good evening, board members.
I had to go replace my tires today, so I've been thinking about money. I was thinking about it before I went and got them, and I sure thought about it when I had to plunk down $1,200 to get those new tires. So I'm coming to you tonight. I have given Chair Locke a calculation worksheet of what is going on with my budget with the money that was taken out for the AFSCME bonuses. You all may not be aware of this, but I have 29 AFSCME positions in my office. There were 25 filled at the time the AFSCME bonuses were granted, so that's $75,000. That amount is 5% of my personnel budget, and it hits me harder than most offices because I have more than most people do in their office. What I've given to Chair Locke, and I'm asking you all to consider, is that my personnel budget will be overdrawn when that last paycheck comes, a funny one that's partly in December and partly in January. And so I wanted to make you all aware of that, and the calculation worksheet will show you how I calculated that figure. I do have an employee leaving in December, and so there will be a payout of benefits to that person when they leave. And of course, that's part of the problem, is that I'm not only paying the normal wages that I pay. The good part of that is we are completely filled right now. Yes, for the first time in so long, I cannot even remember. So that's the good news. But that means I have to be able to pay the people that are there. And I've got somebody who I have lined up to hire when this young man leaves to go to law school. But I do have to pay out his benefits at that point. The other thing I realized when I went through the numbers, and I did show this to Chair Locke, is that some money came out of my salary. Now, I kind of like to be paid. I kind of like to be paid in full. So I believe the money that was taken out of my salary for the AFSCME bonuses was inappropriate and should be reinstated. It's about $3,700, so it's not a lot of that $75,000, but that does need to be reinstated to my salary right away. So I'm just asking you all to consider, when you're looking at the money and what's happening at the end of the year, reinstating at least enough money that is available to take care of the folks who need to be paid in my office. I don't think this was an intentional thing that happened when the money was taken out of the account. I do wish, as State's Attorney Reed stated, and as we have said to you all before, that there had been some conversation about this before it happened, because I think this was a foreseeable consequence of taking the money out of our personnel budget. But I wanted to give Chair Locke actual numbers and not just my supposition, so you guys would have something to look at and not just my guess about how things were going to work out. So I appreciate your time this evening. I appreciate what you all have done to help me put 2 more people into my office, because the other thing I want to tell you is, guess what? The fall veto session included passage of the Clean Slate Act. That's the one I was telling you about in the budget hearings, which is going to require my office to file expungement petitions in every criminal case, in every case in which expungement is possible, going back at this point to an uncertain date. We don't know how far back in time this is going to go, but now it's law. And it happened without notification to the Clerks Association because this wasn't supposed to come up until the spring session. But now it's law. And so I may unfortunately be coming to you next year to say this is a consequence of that legislation. It may be in overtime. It may be some other places where we're going to need help. But I just wanted to let you know that the bad news came a little bit earlier than we anticipated. So it's not going to be a Merry Christmas after all. So thank you so much, and we'll be in touch about that issue as well.
Thank you, and I will let board members know that after this meeting, I'll forward what Clerk McGrath has given to us tonight. I have no other slips. Any members of the public wishing to? We're all invited guests at this point. That public input is over. Board member communications. Any communications from Mr. Pugh?
Thank you. I'll just say this. I was going to say this anyways, but he's not here. I was going to thank Jeff Wilson for his service in the Navy. As a person who served a little bit too, it is a commitment. Away from your family, away from friends, away from everything else for this nation, and to help out the general citizenship abroad. So just going to say that, and I'll actually, because he is here, thank you to Mr. Crane over there too for his service in the police force here at the university. Thank you.
Any further, board member? Mr. Farney?
Along those same lines, Veterans Day is tomorrow, so I'd like to thank all of our veterans for their service. Happy birthday to the Marine Corps today, their 250th birthday today. And I know there's a strong community of Marines here in Champaign County, and I'd like to recognize them, so thank them for their service as well.
Any further communication? All right. No? Moving on. Justice and Social Services. Chair Rogers.
Thank you. The monthly reports are available on each department's website through the department's reports. You'll find the Emergency Management Agency for October of 2025, Probation and Court Services September 2025, and the third quarter stats, as well as the Public Defenders October 25. I don't have any other business or chair's report and no items to be designated on the consent agenda.
Policy, Personnel, and Appointments. Chair Vantage Theorenot.
Thank you, Chair Locke. I have the monthly HR report for October 2025. It is in your packet. We do have 3 reappointments that I would like to make an omnibus, if that's all right. Thank you. May I get a second? Thank you, Kegel. Seconded that. All in favor? Or discussion? Are we good?
Are we saying in favor of the
The omnibus, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, there we go. So we have reappointing Jerry Thins to the Union Drainage District Number 1 of Philo and Crittenden, the term ending 8/31/2028. Reappointing Richard Rayburn to the Conrad and Fisher Drainage District, term ending 8/31/2028. And reappointing Mark Shaw to the Fountainhead Drainage District, term ending 8/31/2028. Can I get a motion? Mr. Farney, second. Can't see your way down there. Crane, thank you. Discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. We do have currently vacant appointments listed on the website, as well as application support open appointments, which are information only in the packet. We do have another appointment for the Sheriff's Office, reappointing Michael Kirby to the Sheriff's Merit Commission, term 12/1/2025 through 11/30/2026. Can I have a motion? Ms. Lockshin, can I have a second? Mr. Thorsland, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Monthly fee reports for the county clerk are online and also in your packet. I have no other business or chair's report. Designation of items to be placed on consent agenda are 8-2A, B, C, and B1.
Thank you. And moving on to Finance. Chair Hanauer-Green.
Okay, we have A, budget amendments, transfers, information only. And moving on, we have budget amendment BUA 2025-10-186, Fund 1080, General Corporate, Department 042, the Coroner. Increased appropriations, $80,557.35. Increased revenue, 0. Reason appropriation to cover anticipated overtime costs. I'm going to make a motion to table this until the February meeting. And that being that the Finance Committee has asked department heads to hold all personnel-related budget amendments like this until the end of the year so that we have exact amounts to work with once payroll has closed out, since these are, we're talking about payroll, all of the employees will get paid regardless. And like this is overtime, for example, the employees in the coroner's office will be paid whatever they work. So this will just allow the finance team to have an exact amount to work with at the end of the year. So movement to table, sorry. Second, Thorsland, any discussion? Yeah, Mr. Pugh.
Paid when?
Sorry?
We're putting this off, maybe you can speak to this, or when are they, I mean, are they working
No,
right now to the end of the year and not gonna get paid till
Not the
February?
not the payment, just the BUA submission. Everyone will get paid normally.
Okay.
It's just the department only needs to submit one BUA at the end to the board, so to simplify that process. Chair Locke.
Since we have the coroner here, could we just have her come forward and I could ask her a question or two, if that's okay?
Sure. Come on up, it's already green.
Hi, Lori. I just have a question or two. Are you, currently you're fully staffed right now, right?
Yes.
And all of your staff is getting paid and the number, your official payroll number is negative right now already and everybody's still getting paid, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if we table this motion to get an accurate number of overtime and additional funds necessary, we'll have an accurate number if we hold this off until later in the year, or at the beginning of the year, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it adds up
Okay.
nicely. Yeah. No, I didn't know how that worked, and it's been in the negative, and
You did nothing wrong. Thank you for putting this in. And now, we can let all department heads know based on this. And we want to put it out there for all of our employees that, yes, even if the line is negative, you're still getting paid on schedule at the right time. The money is there. Payroll funds are the only ones that work that way in the county. But we do that so that our employees will still be getting paid no matter what the general fund is still providing. And I would just ask you to hang around for the end of the meeting so we can kind of share the other good news.
thanks.
Okay, any further discussion on the move to table? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Okay, so we will table that until the February cow. Okay, moving on, number 3, budget amendment BUA 2025-10-401, Fund 2634, Public Defender Grant Fund, Department 036, Public Defender, increased appropriations 162,000, 14.85 cents, increased revenue the same, reason appropriation of AOIC grant funding. Can I get a motion? Vantage Theornot, second by Lakshin, and I see we do have the public, I think, yes, the public defender here. If anyone has questions, any discussion? Congratulations, and thank you. Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Budget amendment BUA 2025-11-12, Fund 1080, General Corporate, Department 031, Circuit Court, increased appropriations 57,000, increased revenue 32,000, reason appropriation of AOIC grant funding, and to cover unanticipated expenses for provided accommodations. Can I get a motion? Farney, second by Locke. Any discussion? And we also, I see, have Chief Judge here, if anyone. Nope, going once, going twice. Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Budget Amendment BUA 2025-11-27, Fund 1080, General Corporate, and 2106, Public Safety Sales Tax, Department 071, Public Properties, increased appropriations 327,000, increased revenue 0, reason appropriation to cover shortfall in the utility line budget for county buildings. Can I get a motion? Sullard, second, Vantage Theornot. Any discussion? We have a memo that outlines everything, but I will just say that we discussed this a lot at facilities last week, and despite the rising cost of utilities now, the good news is that we have some really great cost-saving and energy-saving projects in the works. that will more than make up for this. Yeah, Lakshan.
I was going to say some that are not just in the works, but already complete. Chris Smith has worked to, what is it, master control system at the courthouse that is making it more efficient and saving, I can't remember how much it was that you told us.
$565,000, 564, 565.
Approximately $500,000 in energy savings.
Investment returns of 330,000.
Yes. So while the costs will continue to rise, there are things that are going into place to help mitigate some of those expenses.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. We have monthly reports from the auditor's office through May and June of 2025 available on the website. We have monthly report from the treasurer's office available through October 2025 available on the website. Next, we have a resolution authorizing the county executive to assign mobile home tax sales certificate of purchase permanent parcel 11-014-0035. Can I get a motion? Sullard, Vantage Thernot, seems to be a duo tonight. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Same sign. Resolution passes. Resolution authorizing the cancellation of the appropriate certificate of purchase on a mobile home permanent parcel 11-013-0065. Can I get a motion? Sullard, Vantage Thernot. Oh, sorry. Let's go Sullard, Esri. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Resolution passes. We have our monthly update on the audit. It's information only, page 37. Are there any questions on that? Yeah, Mr. Thorslin.
Not questions, but some statements. We talked about this in caucus. RPC is dealing with it as best they can for the fact that the audit will be late. They're working very hard on that. RPC is going to struggle with some grants. They lost an apprenticeship grant, I believe. The coroner's here tonight. Maybe she wants to elaborate on this later, but there was the ability for a $200K grant that was not able to be applied for because the audit's not, I guess, in the right place in the schedule. To allow that to happen, it would have been for improvements to the physical plant, I believe, which would be a really nice thing to have had. Some people question now that admin has taken over the audit, how come it's not already done? But Travis isn't here, but Travis did educate us in the caucus that there's a whole lot of things, as we expected, that aren't up to speed, and they're working as diligently as they can. But it will not be done by the end of the year.
Oops, sorry, I thought I had muted myself. Yeah, as they've been going through all of the items, they've found hundreds of errors that they then have to go back in and correct. So everything is taking longer. Okay, any other discussion on that? Seeing none, we have an intergovernmental agreement between Champaign County and Champaign County Mental Health Board, Champaign County Developmental Disabilities Board for Information Technology Services. Can I get a motion? Farney, Lakshan, any discussion? Mr. Farney.
I'm really excited to see this. We have consistently told MC and the IT department that we would love to see all of our entities working with him, and he is going out and getting it. We're working with other entities that have their own service providers. So I am really excited to see this, and this is what we need to really help make a robust IT department. And we all know that everything is about technology now. So this is, I'm glad to see they worked on this and gladly support it.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Next, request approval of property, auto liability, workers' compensation, and cybersecurity insurance policies. Got Esri and Vantage, sorry, Esri and Wiggs. Any discussion? Anything from admin that you guys want us to know about these? We need insurance. Okay. All those in favor? Opposed, same sign. Request passes. Next, we have our annual tax levy ordinance. Can I get a motion? Vantage there or not? Rogers, yes. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And we have our annual budget and appropriation ordinance. Can I get a motion? Sellard and Vantage Theronot. They're right across from me. Yes, discussion, Mr. Thorsland.
Yeah, Travis again pointed this out, and he called it the annual Eric speech. We lost a lot of money because of PTEL again. We lose a lot of money every year. Travis did some quick estimations. Over the past 10 years, we've lost something like $16 million. And just so you understand what PTEL is, it doesn't allow us to raise the taxes appropriate with the EAV of everything around us. It puts a cap on that without going to a referendum, I guess. This last year, because of all the new property in Champaign, you'll notice that the levy is lower. It's below 0.8% for the first time in 10 years. That's because we have to distribute the value among more properties. We lost about $5 million in the past year in potential taxes that we were not able to collect. And as we go through the budget process, we could imagine what $5 million would do. We wouldn't be arguing so much.
And just to add on to that, we're talking about property taxes, just in case anyone had any questions on that. Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, I have no other business. I have no chair's report. Designation of items to be placed on the consent agenda. We have A3, A4, A5, C2, C3, D2, D3, D4, and D5. Oh,
D5 can't
sorry,
go on.
sorry. Strike that. That's it.
Seeing no other business, I did ask Ms. Brower to stick around. Just as a chair's update, we've been looking for quite some time to replace a pathologist, and our coroner has identified a potential, well, an actual pathologist who would potentially be willing to come here. So in the coming weeks, you might be hearing a request to amend the budget so that we could bring on not just a pathologist, but also a pathologist, an autopsy tech to assist in the performance of the autopsies. The numbers still have to be crunched, all of the things, but that will be coming in the future. And any questions about that could be directed toward our coroner. And with that, I call this committee of the whole adjourned at 6:58.